Tourmaline is possibly the most misunderstood of all gemstones. Until perhaps 15 years ago, tourmaline was valued chiefly for its resemblance to other gems. Even its name, derived from Sinhalese word tomali, identifies mixed parcel of unknown gems of dubious value. Despised in the East, tourmaline remained largely unknown to both European and indigenous New World cultures until the 16th century, when Portuguese adventurers discovered it in the Brazilian lands. When Francisco Spinoza first stumbled upon green tourmaline in the mountains of Minas Gerais in 1555, he thought he had found emerald. The green stones were substantially shipped to Portugal, where they were set in the crown of Nossa Senhora da Penha. It took 300 years before the mistake was corrected and aside and largely ignored until the middle of the 20th century. With the advent of World War II, large quantities of mica, feldspar, and lithium minerals were needed for the war effort. Tourmaline was found as a byproduct of the mining. The Germans, who had begun mining in the Brazilian state of Minas Gerais around the turn of the century, were the first to develop an interest in tourmaline as the gemstone. Tourmaline sources around the world, specifically tourmaline occurs in almost every color, and the sources of tourmaline are nearly as numerous and varied as its palette. Although Brazil remains the most important source, commercially viable tourmaline deposits have been found in Afghanistan, Pakistan, sources in the United States, Maine and California, Mozambique, Nigeria, Namibia, Tanzania, and the United States. The two principal tourmaline deposits were first discovered at Mount Mica, Maine, in 1820. This deposit produced steadily until the mid-20th century. In 1972, a huge pocket of tourmaline was found 30 miles away in Newry, Maine, at Plumbago Mountain. The two mines are part of a single geological formation called a pegmatite that runs in a straight line from Brunswick, Maine, on the Atlantic coast through the towns of Paris and Newry to the New Hampshire. Approximately 75% of the gems mined at these two localities were the lovely pastel pink and red gems, for which Maine is justly famous. The remainder occurs in various shades of pastel to apple green to dark forest, also green. Although prospecting continues in the vicinity of Plumbago and throughout the region, little has been found. Attempts to mine at Mount Mica, beginning in the summer of 1990, have produced a little of commercial interest. For a short period, starting in late 19th century, California was an important producer of gem. Pala mine, Pala Schiff mines in San Diego County, where among often produced, majority was exported to China and was coveted as a carving material. Mine located in the Pala district recently reopened and currently are producing small quantities in the Pala district. Today, Brazil is the major world source for gem tourmaline. Stones from Brazil come in many hues, with green, pink, and red predominant. Brazil is the primary source for the rare blue variety known as indicolite, and of course is the sole source of the legendary stones of Paraíba. Most Brazilian tourmalines is found in two roughly adjacent areas in the northwestern part of the state of Minas Gerais. One group of mines is clustered around the town of Governador Valadares. The other north of Teofilo Otoni in the Aracoí district, north of Governador Valadares on the east slope of the Serra Safira, is one of the oldest known and most prolific of Brazil's tourmaline deposits. The Cruzeiro mine, Cruzeiro, actually a complex of several mines, produces tourmaline in a range of hues, including a red that rivals the best of oro fino, as well as the unusual watermelon crystals that are pink in the center with a green outer rim. Cruzeiro is also the source of the dark, slightly bluish emerald green gems, first described by Portuguese adventurer Tourmaline gradient. Traditionally, the three main hues of tourmaline, green, blue, and red, have been evaluated by what might be called the look-alike standard. That is, by how closely the green resembles emerald, the red ruby, and the blue sapphire. This approach to connoisseurship has continually reinforced tourmaline's status as the second-rate gem. However, tourmaline is a unique gem. It's a separate species with entirely different chemical composition, crystal structure, and visual attributes that doesn't resemble these more famous gem varieties of all. Tourmaline is found in the broadest range of hues of any gem species except diamond. It occurs in every color of the rainbow and in most intermediate hues as well. Perhaps the only hue that has not been found is the complete colorless stone. Mineralogists classify tourmaline as a group. Like garnet, tourmaline has a complex chemical formula. The alteration of any part of it can produce a different hue. Until recently, tourmaline hues other than ruby, sapphire, and emerald lookalikes have been ignored. For this reason, tourmaline in the lighter toned primaries and intermediate secondary hues is one of the best buys in gemstones today. The perennial daystone incandescent lighting is tourmaline's nemesis. The hue may or may not bleed, but whatever mass is present will come in the harsh yellow glow of a light bulb. Green through blue hues will usually exhibit a gray mask.